AI Business Brief for May 23, 2026. Anthropic dominated coding conversations this week with developers shipping Claude-written code to production without reading it. Google's AI search broke badly enough that you can't search for the word disregard. Memory chip workers are getting $340,000 bonuses from Samsung because AI data centers are eating up all the RAM production capacity. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. AI Business Brief. Friday, May 23, 2026. Next section, lead story. Code with Claude. Half of developers are shipping AI-written code they haven't read at Anthropic's London developer event this week. Almost half the room admitted they've shipped code written entirely by Claude without reading it first. This is not a fringe practice anymore. It's becoming standard workflow. Tools like Claude Code and OpenAI's Codex are pushing developers past autocomplete into full task delegation. You describe what you need, the AI writes it, runs tests, and prepares it for review. For enterprises, this is speed with control, but the control part is getting looser as confidence builds. Virgin Atlantic used Codex to refactor legacy codebases in 30 minutes instead of 2 weeks and launch their mobile app with 0 P1 defects. Cisco built most of their AI defense security platform with Codex, cutting delivery time from quarters to weeks. The question isn't whether AI can write quality code anymore. It's whether your team is comfortable deploying agentic systems at scale when you're trusting code you didn't write or fully review. If you're still having developers write everything by hand, you're competing against teams moving 10 times faster. If you're letting AI ship without human oversight, you're one bad hallucination away from a production disaster. MIT Technology review OpenAI Gartner report Virgin Atlantic case study. Next section, tools and launches. Workday launches AI Solopreneur Accelerator with $10 grants. Workday, Anthropic, and Lisk are funding 15 aspiring solopreneurs with $10 each, plus free Claude credits and AI training. Applications open now for July cohort. If you're thinking about starting a business and want structured AI training plus cash to cover expenses, this is a legitimate opportunity. The catch: you'll need to demonstrate a viable business idea and commit to the curriculum and coaching. Over 75% of small business owners already use AI tools. This program aims to help solopreneurs who are resource-constrained but determined. One-on-one coaching from Lisk business development organizations is included. Small business trends. NVIDIA's Nematron Labs Diffusion. Faster text generation without token-by-token limits. NVIDIA released diffusion language models at 3B, 8B, and 14B scales that generate multiple tokens in parallel instead of one at a time. This matters because traditional models spend most of their time loading weights from memory, not computing. Diffusion models can better leverage modern GPUs and run faster at low batch sizes. The models support 3 modes: autoregressive, standard, diffusion block-by-block generation, and self-speculation, draft with diffusion, verify with autoregressive. You can switch between modes at deployment without changing your application code. If you're building latency-sensitive apps or running single-query workloads, this is worth testing. Commercially friendly license. Hugging Face. Google's AI glasses are almost ready, but not quite. Google showed off prototype AI glasses within lens displays at I/O this week. They pair with iOS and Android, show widgets for weather, directions, translations, and custom AI-generated widgets. You activate Gemini with a 2-second press, it listens and can take photos. The demo units worked, but the venue Wi-Fi was slow and it took 45 seconds to turn a photo into an anime character. Audio quality wasn't tested properly because of noise. These are not shipping soon. The audio-only version comes this fall. The display version is still in development. If you were hoping for AR glasses you could buy today, keep waiting. TechCrunch. Next section, Business Playbook. Small specialized models are beating frontier APIs in real enterprise tasks. A 3 billion parameter model, fine-tuned for structured OCR, optical character recognition, outperformed every commercial frontier API tested, including GPT-4, Claude, and Gemini, at 50 times lower cost. This result challenges the assumption that bigger is always better. When a model's training is specialized enough for the deployment task, parameter count stops being the deciding factor. Dharma's Dharma OCR benchmark showed that a well-resourced enterprise can replicate this through fine-tuning pipelines. The quality gap ran opposite to the cost gap. The highest scoring model was also the cheapest to operate. If you're defaulting to the largest frontier model for every task, you're likely overpaying. The right move is to test whether a smaller specialized model can handle your specific workload. Hugging Face. Virtual accountants. Cloud-based financial help without full-time hire costs. Virtual accountants are remote financial professionals who handle bookkeeping, tax prep, and financial analysis using cloud-based software. They're cost-effective compared to in-house accountants and offer flexible scaling as your business grows. They maintain data security, help with compliance, and stay current on regulatory changes. Communication happens via video, email, and secure messaging. If you're a small business that needs financial help but can't afford or justify a full-time hire, this is a proven model. Real-time collaboration through cloud tools means you get access to your financial data from anywhere. Small business trends. Next section, pricing and access. Watch. AI memory shortage is making consumer electronics more expensive. Memory manufacturers, there are only 3 big ones left, have a fixed wafer capacity. Until recently, high bandwidth memory, HBM, for GPUs got 2% of that capacity. AI data center growth has pushed it to 20% by end of 2026. A single gigabyte of HBM uses 3 times the wafer capacity of regular DDR or LPDDR. This is already hitting the sub-$100 smartphone market, which matters most in Africa and South Asia. Consumer products that use memory are getting more expensive and will stay that way for several years. Memory companies learned from rivals going extinct that you should always under-provision capacity, so don't expect them to build more fabs quickly. If you're budgeting for tech purchases, plan for price increases. Simon Willison. Samsung memory chip workers negotiated $340 bonuses. Samsung reached a tentative deal with semiconductor employees who threatened to strike. Memory chip workers on $50 salaries could get total bonuses of $416 this year. The deal includes 50% of annual salary as cash, plus 10.5% of operating profits as stock-based bonuses. This is still smaller than SK Hynix bonuses, and Samsung made it conditional on hitting profit milestones. Samsung's earnings increased 8-fold, largely from memory chip sales driven by AI demand. The union vote is pending but expected to pass. The Verge. Next section, industry moves. GitHub breached by software supply chain. Attack group team PCP GitHub confirmed a breach after a developer installed a poisoned VS Code extension. The hacker group team PCP claims to have accessed around 4,000 GitHub code repositories. GitHub found at least 3,800 compromised repos, all containing GitHub's own code, not customer code. Team PCP has carried out 20 waves of supply chain attacks in recent months, hiding malware in over 500 distinct pieces of software. They are now selling GitHub source code on breach forums. This is the longest-running spree of software supply chain attacks ever. If you use VS Code extensions or pull from open source repos, audit what you've installed and verify sources. Ars Technica. Google's AI search broke so badly you can't search. Disregard. Google's AI overviews are misinterpreting action-related queries like disregard, ignore, and skip. When you search disregard, the AI overview responds with got it. If you need anything else or have a new question later, just let me know. Instead of showing you the definition, Google removed AI overviews for disregard after the issue went viral. They're working on a fix. This is what happens when you foreground AI summaries and push traditional search results down the page without testing edge cases. For the first time in 15 years, Bing delivered a better search result than Google. The Verge Tech Crunch. AI startups are inflating revenue numbers with contracted ARR. Multiple founders and investors confirmed that AI startups are reporting contracted ARR, CAR, as regular ARR. CAR counts revenue from signed customers who aren't onboarded yet. One VC saw companies where CAR is 70% higher than actual ARR, with much of that revenue never materializing. At least one high-profile enterprise startup reported over $100 million in ARR when only a fraction came from paying customers. The rest was from contracts not yet deployed. This matters because investors, journalists, and competitors are making decisions based on inflated numbers. If you're evaluating AI vendors, ask for actual collected revenue, not contracted revenue. TechCrunch. Grok is failing in government and enterprise adoption. Reuters reviewed federal records showing Grok or XAI appeared in only 3 examples of government AI use, compared to 230 plus for OpenAI and dozens for Google and Anthropic. When Grok did appear, it was for basic admin work like document drafting. Pentagon sources said staffers prefer Gemini or Claude because Grok just isn't the best model out there. Public leaderboards confirm this. Musk recently admitted XAI used OpenAI's models to help train Grok through distillation, which is controversial when using a rival system. SpaceX's IPO filing put AI at the heart of its pitch, claiming a $28.5 trillion addressable market, but if the product isn't competitive, those projections don't hold. The Verge. Next section, quick wins. Best AI video tools by category. If you need to create video content, here's what actually works in 2026. Generate from prompts. Google VO for reliable results, Runway for filmmaking. Edit existing footage, Descript for script-based editing, Opus Clip for extracting viral clips from long videos. Social media from prompts, InVideo AI, Revid, AI for templates. Digital avatars, Synthesia for high quality, HeyGen for interactive, all export at least 720p, most do 4K. Focus on tools that match your workflow, editing vs generating, rather than trying to use one tool for everything. Zapier. Best AI chatbots, pick by use case, not hype. Claude for writing and coding, ChatGPT for general versatility, Perplexity for internet research, Gemini if you're in Google Workspace, Copilot if you're in Microsoft 365. Poe if you want to test multiple models side by side. The best model for one task often falls flat for another. Don't subscribe to everything. Pick 2-3 based on what you actually do daily. Zapier. Next section, Outlook. The coding world is splitting into two camps, teams shipping AI-written code at 10 times speed and teams still writing everything by hand. The gap will widen fast. Meanwhile, memory shortages driven by AI data centers are pushing consumer electronics prices up across the board, and software supply chain attacks are escalating from rare events to weekly occurrences. If you're not auditing your dependencies and testing specialized models for cost savings, you're leaving money and security on the table. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina, Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.